What's up, movie masters? Welcome back to a new video. I got my Thor hammer for my video, and today we are gonna do something special. As you can see, I'm back on my ants too, and today I'm doing something special. I'm gonna be ranking doing my ranking of the Squid Game episodes. I have seen the series. I've just seen it again recently. Like probably a week or two ago, and I'm ready to finally rank the episodes. So, if you guys want some more stuff like this, maybe ranking, what other show? I'm not interested in Stranger Things, but if you want me to watch it, I'll think about it. But, maybe ranking, kind of a hard one. Maybe my top 10 best and worst movies, or maybe even games, Just click the like button down below, and I might do it. Games, though, that won't be on my Movie Masters channel. That's not a thing you do on Movie Masters. Gaming is not a movie type of thing, so, Anyways, guys, it's going to be a little bit of a long video, because I don't know how to do this, really, so let's get started. Coming in ninth place, in my opinion, is Episode 2, titled... Now, here's the plot for Episode 2. Split on whether to continue or quit, the group holds a vote. Their realities in their outside world may prove to be just as unforgiving as the game. So, yeah, basically the episode how it was with them. If you saw the show, spoilers, I forgot to tell you. But it's with them making this vote at the beginning, if they want to continue the game or if they want to leave the game. And it's like that for the first, 10 minutes. I don't know. I don't keep track of the time. And, as soon as they see the money, though, they're like, maybe I want to stay here instead of go outside. Win that money, because you do win $45 billion, is it? Or $1 million? Whatever. You do win a lot of money. I'll tell you that. But, after... And then the loading ends with them getting leave. But the rest of the episode, we see a couple of the lives, how it goes. And I'm going to be honest, that's really much it. At the end, you realize that they're going to go back. You see them go back to the game. And I think it was really just a boring episode, in my opinion. I really did not care for this episode. I watched it all the way, and I'm just bored all the way. Like, okay, when is the next exciting thing gonna happen? But you don't get that, because you're not in the Squid Games. You're not in, suspense mode right now, because you're just like, what's happening? I'm bored. I'm right now. Can I go watch something else? I would rather go see the bad guys, which I really do want to see. Review coming soon, though. I think I want to watch it again before I make a review video, though. Speaking of which, Sonic 2 review, I think we're going to do that maybe either tomorrow or in 2 days. I just want to say that. I did watch it recently again, and since it's on Paramount Plus, perfect timing. Just wanted to say that. And, yeah, this video is real. The movie is, the episode is just kind of boring, probably just lots of kind of bad stuff, and, you really just don't care for it. There's a couple scenes where you're like, this is on too long, can you please move to the next scene? Probably like an interesting thing here or there, but really, in my opinion, this is the worst out of all the episodes. It's not a bad episode, it's just a boring one. Maybe probably like an okay episode. So I give this out of a 10 out of 10 episodes. I give this probably like a 6 out of 10. It was an okay episode, but really, it's just boring. And this is the worst out of all of them. Coming in 8th place is Red Light, Green Light. Another one of those boring little episodes, yeah, because for the whole episode, really, it's just showing this guy's life and how crappy it is. And them getting the little cards, wanting to win easy money. Gi-hun agrees to take part in an energetic game. Not long into the first round, unforeseen horrors unfold. Yep. They try to win money. They go to the Squid Games. They kind of explain what's going to happen, except the death part, of course. And, There we go. Then we get into red light, green light, which is probably the best type of game to watch on there. That's the best part of the episode, red light, green light. But then, after that, it's the end of the episode, and you're like, I wasted all that time for this. I mean, it was, don't get me wrong, it was definitely a good episode. But, just like episode 2, how it was boring. How long is this episode? How long is the episode? Okay, I guess I'm not gonna know. Guess I'm not gonna know. Alright, well, I'm not gonna be able to see how long the episode is, sadly. But, just so you know, I think it's like an hour, almost an hour episode, so for probably like 30 or 35 minutes, you're just bored out of your mind from the beginning life. And then for the last, I don't know, was it 5 minutes of the episode, you're like, ooh, this is getting exciting, you know? Like, this episode really is not that good, but it's just boring. But the last 5 or 2 minutes, whatever, you know, you actually get excited from it. You actually want to see more, you know. That's what gets your attention. So honestly, I just give this episode, it's better than hell, I'll tell you that. So I give this episode a 6.5 out of 10. Hell was definitely worse because it's a lot more boring and a lot more longer for the rest of the episodes. So yeah, this comes in at second to worst. Coming in 7th place, ooh, this is a hard one. Is it this episode or this episode? We're gonna go with this episode. Coming in 7th place is episode 5 of Fair World. Now, A Fair World is not Gunbu. Is that how you say it? Gunbu? Gi-hun and his team takes turns keeping guard through the night. The masked men encounter trouble with their co-conspirators. I don't know what that is. Really, it's an episode that's just plain old boring. There's no games. There's nothing interesting really much. The only interesting thing is that this player is working with the other players. This player is working with the other guards, and about, I don't know, selling organs and making extra money off of it. But when they don't have information on the next game, he starts to go a little crazy and threatens to kill them, I think. While the undercover cop is still there, though. And that's pretty much it. After that, it's really a wild ride, trying to see, wait, is he going to get away with this? Is what's about to happen? And really, other than that, it's just a boring episode. You get some information, I guess, on some of the characters' backstory, I guess, on Gi-hun. But seriously, it's just a boring episode, and that's it. Now, why does it come in 3rd place, the worst, instead of 1st or 2nd? Because, well, Hell and Red Light, Green Light is just a lot more boring. A lot more crazy, I would say, but I just could watch A Fair World better than Red Light, Green Light, or Hell. If I watch the first episode, I'm going to have to skip all the way to the end just so I can get interested again. If I watch, I'm just going to watch the beginning, then boom, I'm out. I'm just watching the next episode. And then in Fair World, you could watch it, still get bored, however, you won't really skip the parts. You will skip probably a couple times, but you won't have to just watch the beginning and leave, or skip to the ending and leave. Or you can skip to the middle and leave, You could skip a couple parts here and there, but you really can watch this episode. Still get bored, but not want to skip it a little. So honestly, I gave this episode on an entertainment scale, I give it like I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10, another 6.5 out of 10. You can watch this better, you don't have to skip a lot of parts, unlike 1 and 2. So this comes 3rd place, all out of the worst episode. Coming in at 6th place, this might be a controversial one if this episode or this other episode, but I think coming in 6th place is VIPs. What is the VIPs episode? Oh yeah, episode 7, VIPs. Well, the mask leader welcomes VIP guests to the facility for a front row viewing of the show in the 5th game. Some players crack under pressure. Now, this episode right here is actually where it starts getting better. Like, okay, this is a good episode. This was actually a very good episode, you know? And, you see that a lot, I guess. Because this episode is very interesting. Now, it's a lot boring in the beginning. Like, you do realize that this girl from Ganbu, is that Ganbu, I think. She's alive. They didn't kill her because she didn't get a partner in the 6th episode. The episode before that. And then you see this actually probably the most interesting game out of all these games. The one that makes you go like, oh my gosh, I'm on the edge of my seat trying to figure out what is about to happen, because it's the glass bridge episode where one pile is a glass. One side has actual glass that you can step on, and the other one, well, if you step on, even if one person steps on it, you're gonna break the glass. So, excuse me, and there's not that much players left. So, in the end, only 3 players come out alive from it. But the glass does shatter into pieces to make sure, like, if anyone's on it, they fall to their death. So yeah, people, they still got hurt, and the VIPs, they're just boring as heck, as episode 2 is. They're just they're just boring as hell, and the cop is still trying to get the information, but leaving onto an island so we can upload the information to the police office and stuff like that, and blah 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 blah. Nothing else. Now, it can get boring like 1 or 2 times, but hey, it's still probably one of the good episodes. That's by far, you know. It's when you actually started getting interested in it, I guess, or you had interest again. But you probably got that from episode 6 too. But anyways, yeah, this is an episode that you can actually watch and probably like skip 1 or 2 times. Or actually, no, you don't skip at all. That's the thing. You won't skip any parts at all. The only part you would probably ever skip is with the VIPs, most likely. But this is an episode you could probably get bored like 1 or 2 times, and then that's it. This episode is actually good. I can watch it available. Unlike Red Light, Green Light, Hell, and A Fair World, I wouldn't have to skip any parts. I would just probably be bored, but still watch it. And this is why it comes in 4th place to the worst episode. And I honestly give this a 7.5 out of 10. This is a good episode, and you know, it's way better than our last 3 entries, and that's why it comes in 4th place, the worst of the worst episode. Now, coming in 6th place is episode 8, Frontman. Now, this one was kind of close with VIPs and Frontman, but I decided Frontman was better than the VIPs for reasons. Now, it did not have the glass bridge. That's sad. That sucks. But it had suspense. It had craziness. You were like, what's about to happen? Will this cop get away with the information? Will the undercover cop get away with this information? Will will this woman that got shot with the glass die? What is going to happen? And then in the episode, you're just like, man, screw you. You just killed probably a great character. And when I think about it more, I think One Lucky Day, I forgot about that episode, and I feel like maybe I should have put that at I feel like I should have put One Lucky Day at 6. But actually, no, One Lucky Day is, I think I messed up. You know, we'll just keep it where it is until we get to it. But yeah, Frontman, it's a lot more suspense, like what's going to happen, what's about to happen. You got more suspense, you got a lot of tears too, because a sad player dies, you know, the girl dies, which really sucks, so there's a lot of tears in this episode, a lot more emotion. And in episode 7, VIPs, you're actually like cheering, like, yes, he's dead, let's freaking go, like the bully character. I forgot his name, but you're just happy he's dead. That makes it less emotion. So, in episode 8, you actually could probably cry from this episode. So yeah, this comes in better than VIPs, and it gets at 7.5. Another 7.5. Or 7.25 away from 8. How about that? This episode really gives you the emotion, and it's really amazing. And that's why it comes in at number 6. Coming in 5th place, though, is episode 9. Wait, am I on the right episode? Yeah, I am. Coming in 5th place is episode 9, the final episode, One Lucky Day. One Lucky Day is with Gi-hun versus I forgot his name. But I don't care. The guy that really was a murderer the entire time. The evil guy that was doing it for his mother, though. Yeah, and then that happens for like probably 10 or 5 minutes or so. I think 10. And then the guy sacrifices himself, and Gi-hun is the winner. And you see, over time, you're like, man, what is he about to do with this money? You don't really wonder that, but you're like, okay, what you gonna do? He's gonna live with guilt for the rest of his life, of course, but what's he about to do with it? And then you see 1 year later, he hasn't even touched a penny of it, I think. I keep hearing. And like, wait, he's just been living like this for the whole time? Also, his mother died, so really understandable, I guess. But then, you see the old man that died in the 6th episode. You see that he's alive, and he was the guy that was behind all of this. So all that emotion from episode 6 and that guy dying, you're just like, man, screw you now. I cried for you in episode 6, and now you're alive and you were behind everything. Man, screw you. You brought the emotion out of me. So yeah, it takes away the emotion of that, though, sadly. However, you do see in the end why he did that. He explains why, and that there is good in the world. And then Gi-hun actually becomes a good guy again. He has his friend's mother adopt the girl's brother. He is a better man now. Better haircut, too. But he does see, in the end, a person getting slapped for money. And just like he was in the 1st episode. And that's when he takes the card away from the guy that just got it. Calls the people. They tell him to get on that plane that he's about to go on to see his daughter. But he just turns around and like, screw this. Your Squid Games are going down. And then after that, you're just like, wait. No, it's over. I wanted to see more. But don't worry, season 2 is confirmed. Hopefully we'll get a trailer soon. And yeah, it leaves you with suspense. Like, what is he about to do? Is he going to become the front man? Is he going to become an undercover guard? Is he going to become a player? You don't know. You're waiting for season 2, and that's what's amazing about it. The suspense, the emotion of it, all of it. So this, honestly, I give it like a 7. I give it an 8. All because of that suspense. Getting rid of the emotion, showing us answers. That's why I mostly got this. I give it an 8 out of 10. It was an amazing episode, and it comes in at number 5. But in 4th place, the episode in 4th place, that depends. What episodes are left? Wait, did I skip an episode? Hold on. Oh, I messed up. One Lucky Day was 4th place. Okay, alright. I messed up. My bad. That was my bad. Coming in 3rd place is episode 4, Stick to the Team. This episode, really the most interesting things was that it really had 2 games in it. A, the Midnight Brawl, and then B, the Tug of War. In this episode was really interesting. Ends off with cliffhanger too. That leads into episode 5, where Gi-hun and his team survived, of course. And really, it's interesting because you see the undercover cop trying to uncover its secrets, I think. And you see all these people go crazy, go wild on these guys, murder them, and try to protect themselves too. And there's so much action in this episode. You're like, what's happening? What am I watching? You really don't know but the most interesting thing is the 2 episodes, really. But that doesn't make it a bad episode. It's still a good episode. It's almost great, in my opinion. Hitting Number 9 is a great episode in my opinion. Good is 8 from 7 to 8. Okay is just a 6 and 5. Bad is 4 and 3. And then bad is 4. And then 3, 2, and 1. From 1 to 3. That's just a trash of 3 and 4. And then 1 and 2 is, like a rating scale. I was trying to explain how. Here's how I do my rating. Trash, bad, okay, good, and great. Great is superior. Excuse me. And that's what this episode is. It's a good episode. It's not great, but it's a good episode. You see a lot of games and interesting things, and it's actually like 2 games in one: the Midnight Brawl and the Tug of War. It's very interesting, and you see all this interesting play through, and it ends off on a cliffhanger to episode 5, which I'm betting new episodes came out weekly, so people are waiting for forever. Like, wait, no, what's about to happen? So really, this episode is an 8.5 out of 10. This episode was amazing, absolutely good. Not great, but good, and that's why it comes in at number 3. Coming in second place, ooh, guys, I gotta be honest, this was a hard one. I couldn't tell if this episode right here, the man with the we have left over the Man with the Umbrella and Gunbu. Honestly, I love both of them as much probably, and it was hard to choose which one would come in second place, which one would come in first place. And I bet a lot of you say, choose Gunbu. That comes in first place, right? Well, guys, we're in second place, and honestly, in my opinion, coming in at second place of the episode, second to best, is episode 6, Gunbu. This episode had it all. It is a 9 out of 10 episode. I'm just going to say it right here. 9 out of 10. And it, a 9.5 out of 10, actually. Could have done No, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. And this episode had it all. It had emotion. Made you cry for the old man when you didn't know he was a bad guy. It had probably my favorite character die, Ali. I hated that. I hated that they showed his body too in episode 7 because I see a lot of thumbnails saying Ali is alive. Like, have you not seen episode 7? It just showed him. It just showed him their bodies, which makes me think even more that this episode came out weekly. But anyways, this episode had it all. It had emotion. It really had crying, a sacrifice that made you go into tears. And lots of love, and you could just tell that the people were putting as much care as they could into this. Probably like this episode. You could absolutely enjoy this episode. Never get bored. Always be on the edge of your seat. Like, what's about to happen? Who's gonna lose? Who's gonna die here? Who's gonna make it alive? You're confused. You're on this edge of your seat, wondering what's about to happen. And then you see the episode and you're like, oh man, I'm just filled with tears after that. Especially the old man. Ooh, screw you, old man, in episode 9. And this episode had all the emotions, all the feels, and that's why it gets a 9 out of 10. However, I don't think it is the best episode. There's the reason why this is episode 2. Not episode 2, but number 2. Is because I think there's one episode that's better than all of them. All because of one reason. Suspense. And a good looking setting. Anyways, guys, so what is number 1 in my opinion? Well, coming in at number 1, the best episode out of all of them is episode 3, The Man with the Umbrella. This is, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite episode. I would watch this a lot of times, and I would love it every time. And here's the info. A few players enter the next round, which promises equal dose of sweet and deadly. Jun-Ho sneaks his way inside. Really, the most interesting part to me is just that cookie game. That cookie game that happens for most of the episode. excuse me, or half the episode. I think it's half and half. The other half is probably like some stuff you can watch or not get bored at, but still enjoy it. And the other part of the half of the episode is like this whole game where you're like, oh my gosh, this is an interesting game. I'm waiting to see what happens next. And honestly, whenever I'm say it more, I think maybe Gunboo is better than this episode. But just in my opinion, remember, this is my opinion, guys. It's my opinion. I think different from other people too. I'm autistic. It's my opinion. If you guys don't like my opinion, it's okay. It's okay. You guys have the right to your own opinion. But really, the Man with the Umbrella is the most interesting episode in my opinion. And it's my favorite game, too. It was my favorite game. Lots of suspense, lots of crying, I bet. Not crying, but like, ooh, that came out of nowhere. And you're just like, don't break it, don't break it, don't break it, don't break it. Ah, dang it, you broke it. Kill it, you're off. Bye. It was nice knowing you. Bye. And it's really interesting. You really enjoy it. You really want to see more of that type of stuff. And in the end, nothing really special, just my opinion. Now guys, remember, it's my personal opinion. This isn't about you guys. I bet Gunboo is really episode number 1. This is probably not even close to number 1. It's probably like number 5 or something in your opinion. But really, this is my favorite episode, and I could just watch this the most times ever. I think it's mostly just because I didn't want to cry so much. I don't like crying much to episodes. I love the emotion, but seriously, I just don't like seeing sad stuff like that. So that's why this episode comes in at number 1, and it gets a 9 out of 10 too. Like I said, it was hard between Gunboo and the Man with the Umbrella, but I just have to say, Man with the Umbrella, it's my favorite episode. It gets the same rating as Gunboo, but, you know, it's amazing, and that's why it comes in at number 1. And thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell, and click on one of the videos on the screen once that is available. Dang it, my Thor hammer dropped. Hold on. Yeah, once it's available, click on one of the videos on the screen. Leave me a list of your rating of the episode. So, like, what comes in at number 9? What comes in at number 1? What is your list? I would love to see your guys' opinion in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace out.
That's all, folks.